Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, T to T, and we're going to be talking about boxing or any subject that you want to talk about as long as you can correlate it to boxing. I'm new to YouTube. This is my first time broadcasting. Actually, I'm pre-recording it because it's a lot that I have to learn, a lot of do's and don'ts, and I don't want to make a mistake. So I'm starting off slow. I'm going at my own pace. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm retired Navy. I'm 100% disabled vet. I know that don't mean too much. It's not like I'm incapable of walking or something like that, like I'm held in a house. But I do have a lot of medical issues. But either way, that's neither here nor there. But that's my life. That's fine. I started this channel because I was inspired by watching a lot of other channels. Like, I watch all of the LDBC channels, and shout outs to all of them. Like, you guys are superb. You do great work, and I'm inspired by you. I'm motivated. But another main reason why I decided to start a channel is because all I do is talk about things that I like. I guess that's true of anybody. But I get on people's nerves talking about boxing. I mean, the beauty of it, the sweet science, the whatever. I'm constantly talking about it. And my family is sick to death of me always talking about boxing. It doesn't matter what the situation is or what we talking about. I'll somehow find a way to do an analogy off of boxing. Like, my favorite fighter, of course, of all time is Floyd Mayweather. And I'll be talking to my family, and I'll be like, like what Floyd did was, and they so sick of it. They know more about boxing than they wanted to. My mom, actually, she likes to watch football. A lot of people in my family, they like to watch football. I get bored easy. Boxing is the only sport right now that holds my attention, because I'm amazed at what the fighters have to go through to even be great. That shit amazed me, because can't no anybody do it. Anybody can't be a boxer. And so for people to put themselves through that grueling routine just to be great, just to dare to be great, I my hat's off to you. I find it very amazing. And I can't say that enough. So as a fan, I'm locked in. I love it. And, there's bad parts about boxing that I don't like, but, we could talk about those. We hopefully things get better. It's like when you know better, you do better. You'll hear me say that a lot. You'll also hear me say, put it on easy. And that means, like, stop making shit complicated. Stop trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents, or trying to turn a molehill into a mountain, or a mountain into a molehill. I don't know that particular saying, but you get my point. Stop making shit bigger than what it is and complicated. Just do what you got to do. We want to see, as fans, great fights. We put a lot of money into it, time and effort. I travel to see a fight. I spend money on a fight. And how we feel and what we want should be considered. I'm not saying we the end all to be all as fans, but we should be considered, because we are the ones that make you rich. And you have to respect our dollars, or we gonna make you respect our dollars. So that's a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm retired. I don't currently work, but I do okay without that. But I do want to work. But I have to work somewhere where I can address my medical issues, because I have complications that could get worse if I can't get to the hospital quick enough. Mainly is I have severe allergies. So in case anybody was wondering, I have severe allergies. Earlier today, I had made a video. I had to redo it because the guys were outside cutting grass. My windows was closed, but my throat started itching something fierce. And sometimes when they cut the grass, by later on that night, or like right after midnight, I'm in the ER. getting the cocktail pumped through my veins, because I have swollen up to the point that is detrimental to my life. Like, my tongue swells, my face will swell. I literally be looking like Martin when Tommy Hearns beat him down in that show. No, I really do. I swell up something fierce. I'm like, sometimes I'm unrecognizable to myself. The first time that happened, the doctors was looking for my ex-husband. This when I was married. It was like, what did he do? I like, trust me, if he did this to me, y'all might as well go ahead and lock me up right now. Because he ain't living through that, you know. But, anywho, that's my deal. That's my spiel. I try to be honest and I try to be fair, you know. I'm also a Libra, and I'm a bona fide Libra, so everything got to be fair with me or I'm losing my shit. And I don't know why that is, but most Libras are like that. Like, everything got to be fair. I can't stand unfairness. I really can't. It don't have to be fairness applied to me or not applied to me. It could be somebody else. I just can't stand unfairness. Like, it is a big pet peeve of mine. And that thread runs through boxing big time. But the first subject I'm going to talk about with you guys on today's date of August 3rd, 2021, I wrote it down so I don't be all over the place, because I can be. I wrote it down, and this is Teasley's criteria for pound for pound. Teasley is my maiden name. It's the name I really go by in my heart. But Teasley's criteria for pound for pound. Okay, and so I'm gonna run through this, and like I said, this is my first video, so I'm not gonna do long videos. Over time, it will get longer as I get better and I learn things. Because what I don't want to do is make some foolish mistake that has heavy consequences. Like, you know, this thing with the copyright thing. I really need to learn that even better than what I know right now. So I'm being very careful as to how I go about things. Because, like I said, I want to do it right. I know I'm going to make mistakes. I know I'm going to have to look back and get it together, but I'm willing and able if you are. So, as a fan, I'm just a regular fan. I am training to be a boxing coach / trainer. I know I got to get my license. I have people helping me. I volunteer at a boxing gym, and there's some actual real good boxers here where I'm at who are coaches and trainers, and they help me with that. So when I'm ready to take the test, I will take the test, and then I can add that as a title to the many list of titles I've had in my lifetime. But I love boxing. You know, the truth is I love boxing, and I want to see it done right, and I want some respect on it. So to all the people who inspire me to even try to get out here and talk about the sport that I love, shout outs to you. Mainly to the LWC, because that's all I watch every day. Every day, that's all I watch. Oh, I watch Fred too. I watch some people that's not in the LWC, but I love them. My favorite, I got two favorites. 78 TV Sports, love them to death, and Black Fight Fan TV. I think that's what they call the best fight. Oh man, well I like Black too. Black Fight Fan, I do like him. He is the first. He's the first one that motivated me. I stumbled onto everybody else from watching Black Fight Fan. I'm thinking of BFTV. I don't know why I mixed that, and it could start with the B. But BFTV, my day ain't right if I don't watch your program. The dude spit facts. He breaks down people. I love the fact that he's a great analyst. I don't know if he's formally trained. You know, that's what I used to do in the Navy, you know, intelligence. I was an analyst, but he seemed like he way above heads and tails of the analysts that I worked with. And, you know, I would dare say, even including me, we analyze different things, but the man is good. He's God gifted. So, shout outs to him and everybody in the LDBC. I look at Blue Blood. I look at, like I said, I love Fred. Love Fred to death. I watch him all the time. Trail boxing. Gotta come through on the Sundays. My Sunday ain't right if Trill ain't come on them couple of times that they wasn't on. I was like, damn, where they at? You know. Um, Neek J, Boxiana, CC, love you to death. Y'all add flavor to his shows, like the trail boxing shows and all that. So shout outs to y'all. All of y'all motivate me. And hopefully I can do well and develop, you know, what I'm trying to do. But like I said, since I talk about this shit all day, every day, I might as well do a channel and get my rocks off. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put it on easy. I got to put it on easy. Meaning don't make it complicated. Okay. All right. Sometimes I'm going to say something where I put my foot in my mouth. Or I might deserve a slap. And it'll sound like this. Wow. I like my sound effects. But, meaning I'm not perfect. You know? I might make a mistake, but I'm not above not saying that that I was wrong. Or like I could say I was wrong. That is no shame in my game. I could be wrong. I'm not perfect. And I live by this motto: when you know better, you do better. So that's how I live. If I don't know better, I'm not doing better. But when I know better, I do better. So I always try to learn and know. You don't learn anything till you learn it. The first time you learn something is the first time you learn something. So, can I get an amen on that one? Yes. Yes, yes. So, my list for pound. I'm going to tell you who ain't going on my list. Let's start off with the easy part. Let me put it on easy right there. Heavyweights are not going on my pound. Even though one of my favorite fighters is Deontay Wilder. Don't get it twisted. But he can't go on this list. Because I don't think when they made pound, I don't think that they had heavyweights in mind. Because you can't go nowhere. You just at that weight forever. There's no room to improve as far as going into a different weight class to challenge yourself. You right there. But shit, heavyweight is like, you can be 210. Deontay be weighing like 209, 212, 215. Fighting people like 270 and knocking them hoes out. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight in between 212 and 270 or 250 or whatever. Even if it's 230, that's a lot of weight. So that's why he is my favorite fighter. God gifted. You cannot go on my list if you're a cheater. So remember in Lethal Weapon 4 when Joe Pesci was taking the picture and the Candy Stripers was in there. He was like, Candy Stripers out. That shit, I lived, when I watched that show or that movie, I lived for that part. Candy Stripers out. But that's how I feel about cheaters. Cheaters out. You out. I don't want to hear nobody complaining. I don't give a fuck about how you feel on that one. A cheater cannot go on my list. You cannot assess a cheater. What are you going to assess the cheater on? How well they cheat? If you got caught, you got caught. I just happen to believe that, you know, people have morals and they have integrity. I don't use morals, people's morals, as a standard ground to start off from, because your morals could be different. Your morals could be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, your morals could be to lie and cheat. That's your morals. But integrity is something different. So if you sorry, like I said, I've got a cold, people cutting grass. If you have integrity, more than likely you wouldn't cheat. So this notion that people can wake up in the middle of their career and cheat, that's bullshit. I call it what it is. I threw the flag on the play. Nobody wakes up in the middle of their career and start cheating. Whoever got caught cheating in the middle of their career, been cheating. Point blank, period. You know, that makes sense logically, and 9 times out of 10, if you checked, it is always true. So Canelo, you didn't wake up in the morning and accidentally ate some meat and, got caught. You been doing that shit. You just got caught. That's all that was. Some people just, they can't help but cheat. Like a Tyson Fury. He don't know how to play a game without cheating. The name Gypsy itself is tell-all to me, because historically gypsies are known to be liars, cheaters, and thieves. So he telling you what he about from the jump. But, don't know gypsies chime in and start talking shit. That's what the fuck y'all known for. I didn't put that fucking moniker on you. I didn't put that jacket on you. Y'all put that shit on yourself long before I even got here. So, I don't care. Don't be crying and don't be like you're being unfair. No. This is how they show themselves to be. This has always been. It's been like this. You can go back to the 1800s. They always been like this. This is what they say. I was born in 71. I wasn't born in the 1800s. So that shit been going on long before me. So, it is what it is. So if you're a cheater, you can't go on my, you can't go on my list. I'm not even going to waste my time. I don't even pay to see cheaters. I don't even care about cheaters either way. Can a cheater go on to have greatness in boxing? Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Now, what they do with you in the end, that's on them, because I don't get to make the rules and all that. Y'all better be lucky that I don't, because if you was a cheater, you gets nothing. Gets no recognition. You would not go to the Hall of Fame. You would not get anything. In fact, I don't even want to see you fight. But luckily, I don't have that kind of power, so I'm just a fan. That's all I am. The last person that cannot be on my list, okay. If you have 24 fights or less, you cannot be on my list. Don't, it doesn't matter what y'all say. You can't be on my list, to the critics, that is. Fans understand this. If you don't have a body of work for which I can judge you on, then why put you on a pound for pound list? That's a sacred list that should be respected. And it should be changed once a year, not week to week, month to month. I'm saying, this is what I advocate. I advocate, one of the last fights in the year, I think they go as far as December the 17th or 19th. How they take that break right before Christmas? That's when a panel should convene and maybe work on their own at home, and then meet up in January, for a couple of weeks, to hash out, make a consensus, hash out between whoever's on the panel, who is pound for pound, I think that's how it should go. But again, who am I? I'm just a fan. Anybody out there who got that kind of power, make that shit happen. Because me, as a fan, looking at a pound for pound that's different every channel I turn to, or every week it changes, I can't. You're gonna diminish the meaning of pound for pound when it's chaotic. You diminish the significance of it. So I advise everybody to bring the respect back to this list. So again, who am I? I'm just a fan. Put it on easy. Just put it on easy. Now, what this list will not do, my list, I try to answer questions before they even arise. But it will not exclude you from undisputed, unification, or just being a champion. It won't exclude you from having fame and fortune. It won't exclude you from going to the Hall of Fame. If anybody could think of other stuff that you can gain as achievements in boxing, add that to the list. The pound for pound list is just a list of how we categorize in certain fighters. Everybody is not going to make this list. I repeat, everybody is not going to make this list. but it don't, has nothing to do with the money you can make, the fame you will gain, the belts you will win, and the championships you will be in or face different champions. It nothing to do with that. It's just overall list. That's all it is. So I looked up the definition, and I also looked online to see if anybody is willing to do the pound for pound criteria like I'm doing. I didn't see any, but I looked up the definition and it read as follows: it is a ranking used in combat sports such as boxing, wrestling, or mixed martial arts of who the better fighters are relative to their weight, i.e., adjusted to compensate for the weight class. Sorry for looking down. Sometimes I gotta read. I write things down so I don't be all over the place, because I'm telling you, I just love to talk boxing all day, every day, and I be all over this bitch. So I'm trying to be focused and narrow what I'm trying to say down so that I can be clear. That is the definition Encyclopedia has. I know Wikipedia is what people put in, but Wikipedia get their definitions from somewhere, but the Encyclopedia has it down like that. In other words, you want to pound for pound describes the fighter total arsenal, or just total package. It describes the fighter in this total package. How well you move, ring general. I made a list of techniques and fundamentals. I'll read them off, but it just describes the whole fighter, what their capabilities are. Are they the type of fighter that can move up in weight class and still be dominant? Now understand, most people can be in 3 weight classes in their whole career if they have like a 20-year career or slightly less than a 20-year career. Because if you start off at 18 and 19, you still have a little boy body. Relatively compared to the men you will be facing, you have a little boy body. Not saying you're a little boy. But the sensitive folks out there. But if you, I don't know, somewhere between 24 or something, by the time you get like 24, you will see a difference in your body from 18, 19 to 24. And damn show, I call it the years. When y'all turn like 28 to like 32, good Lord Almighty, that's some good years right there. Woo! I had a little flashback. But anywho, those years between like 28 to 32, that's when your man body really comes in. And somebody told me at the boxing gym that y'all still be growing even after that. Like even in your 40s, like the older you get stronger and stronger. I was like, God damn. Do motherfuckers ever stop growing? Well, dudes, do y'all ever stop growing? Because women, we hit our peak around about 30. That's it. It started a descent from there. But 28 to 32, that's some golden years right there. Let me read off a couple of these fundamentals and techniques that when we looking at boxers, you want to see if they can do that. And like I said, you probably in your lifetime at a minimum can be in 3 different weight classes. Like I can see somebody starting off at 130 and go to 135 and hover or stop at 140. I can see somebody going from 126 up to 140. I can see somebody going from 147 to 154 to 160, maybe 168, and hovering around there. I don't see nobody going from 126 or 118, 122, 122, 126, and all of a sudden they're cruiserweight. I don't see that. I don't ever see it. That is not logical or practical to me. So, but I can see any man, going from being in 3 different weight classes. I can see that. So that's one thing. But this list of fundamentals and techniques that I wrote down, again, this is just what I jotted down off my head. You could actually have, some extra that I missed, or you can add to it. But I saw lateral movements, ring generalship, walking down your opponent. That one right there is important. Everybody can't do that. You know, how to walk down somebody, how to keep them from walking you down. Those are skills. Those are techniques. Those are fundamentals. Um, Fight going backwards or off the back foot. A lot of people can't do that. Are you on your toes? Now you get a lot of fighters that know fundamentals backwards and forwards, but they flat footed. A flat footed fighter is taking a risk when they get in there with somebody who's on their toes. It's just what it is. It is what it is. A flat footed fighter kind of is like how Floyd would call somebody no special effects. That goddamn Floyd. He come up with some crazy. Oh, they cool. They rugged. No special effects. Can you feint? Fainting is important. And a lot of people walk away from that. The older they get in their career, maybe they got used to their power. Or I don't know. But they don't feint. And fainting will open up a lot. It will open up the person. It will give you opportunities. Can you parry? Can you catch and release? Can you fight defensively? Again, who's the best at that? Floyd Mayweather Jr. He showed y'all. He's showing y'all. And he mastered this stuff. And people try to be like him and they find it difficult. They can't do it. It is something that's hard. You got to practice. I don't know how long and how often you have to practice defensive tactics. But apparently you got to put in some years on learning that. So, but it is well worth it when you master it. And you see that in the wins that you will gain from just learning how to do that. Can you set traps? Can you hit and not get hit? And that is the whole part about boxing that I like, because it's a sweet science. Can I hit somebody? At the same time, I know they're going to try to hit me, but make them miss every time. Am I slipping the punches? Am I setting traps? Am I parrying? Am I catch and release? What am I doing where I'm hitting them, but they're not hitting me? Those are fundamentals and tactics. That sum up what boxing is really about, the sweet science. Can you slip the punches? This one right here, the proper stance. Everything in combat sports or combat period is about proper stance. I don't care where you go. You learn it in the military. You can learn karate. You can learn mixed martial arts. You can learn boxing. You can learn anything. And everything starts with your stance, because everything is about balance. And if you can't understand balance, then you probably have no business being in any kind of combat sport. Because this is how people get ahead or take advantage of others, because they be off balance. Now you can take a person that's stronger than you, bigger than you, taller than you, whatever. If they awkward in the way they stand and they don't have a proper stance, you can beat the fuck out of them. Real easy. Real easy. You can beat the fuck out of them. Real easy. And that's a fact. And I learned that when I was taking karate as a child. I was in a form of competition. I was fighting grown-ass women, and I was 11. But every time, my coach used to tell, well, not coach, my sensei is what they call himself. He used to tell me all the time, if somebody's off balance, that's when you strike. That's when you jump on them. And I did. And I came in third place, 11 years old. But I was a tall 11, so most grown women are like 5'3", 5'4". I was already 5'7", something like that. So I was a tall 11-year-old, so I fought actual women. It wasn't enough of us like they had on the men's side, but so they put, me, and I was in there with 16-year-olds, and I think it was a couple of 23-year-olds in there, and we all fought, because we was about the same size. I was taller than them, though, but shit, they was black belts. I was like a yellow or green belt, I can't even remember, but I came in third place. And then, for whatever reason, me and my brother, we couldn't keep going to the training anymore, or my mom couldn't get us there or something, but we fell off. But I loved it. That's probably when I knew the first time that I like physical combat. I do. I like it. That's why I don't like cheating. If you're gonna beat my ass fairly. I'll take the ass whooping. You beat me today. You ain't gonna beat my ass tomorrow. And even if you beat me, you ain't gonna never want to fight me no more. That was how I thought back in the day. But shit, I'm gonna get my get back. That was crazy. So another thing that boxers have to do is they have to work on endurance, stamina, and conditioning. That is so important. Why? It is just so important, because in reality, when you get tired, you start getting sloppy in your defense or just how you fight. When you're tired, you don't do anything right. You know what I'm saying? So if you have to fight and be combative or be physical and you're tired, you're going to mess up everything. And the worst part about it is you're going to be open to get clobbered. So your endurance and stamina and conditioning, mainly conditioning, matters, because also when you get hit, then there's some fighters, like who Floyd fought, that Gotti dude. Floyd called him a punching bag. And when you watch the fight, you see why he called him a punching bag. I even went back and watched other fights. God rest his soul. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I know he's passed on. But I watched other fighters that he has fought, and he is a punching bag. He allows himself to get hit. But he a dog too, because he don't give a fuck what you do. He coming after you. He just couldn't do it with Floyd, but he would come after you. You can hit him 5 times. He'll take all of that just to get his rocks off. But when you get hit, it'll make you tired. You can be in the first, second, or third round, and they pieced you up real good. Now your ass tired. Now you sloppy in your delivery. That shit is factually true. Anybody who had to do combat anything knows that to be true. Conditioning is everything. Because with conditioning, you can be at your best no matter what is thrown at you. Can you take a punch? Are you a power puncher? Are you a brawler? If I had to choose one thing that I want to be able to have, and everything else, like, have naturally, and everything else is what I had to learn, the one thing is going to be for me to be able to take a punch. That's all I want. That's what I would want as a gift. Everything else I would try to learn. But if I could take a punch, oh my God. That's where people get that relentless drive from. You ever notice, like, certain fighters who are relentless, they always break people's will. And I think right now in boxing, it's like the time, it's the year of the relentless fighter. For real. I coined it like that because there's a couple of fighters that you just don't know what to do with. You really can't have an answer for, like a Errol Spence. Believe it or not, Isaac Cruz Gonzalez, he's new, but he's relentless. Devin Haney is relentless. That is a winning combination to have. To have all the skills and all that stuff, but be relentless. They don't care, excuse me. Like I said, they cutting grass. They don't care what you do. They are relentlessly gonna wear you down. It doesn't matter what you do. They're just gonna keep coming at you. It's like you probably feel like you in there with the Terminator. Remember how Terminator? You shoot this motherfucker so many times. The first time I saw that movie, I was like, I hope this shit can never be true. Like, know why. But I used to believe shit on that was in the movies or something. You shoot his ass, he get back up. Matter of fact, wasn't Michael Myers like that? No matter what you did to this bitch, he kept getting up. That shit right there, I don't even watch scary movies to this day because of shit like that. Because I believe that shit could be true. That there could be somebody out there that just keep getting up no matter what you do. They done stabbed this nigga, probably shot his ass, all kinds of shit, and he still kept getting up. The first time I see some shit like that, if I piece you up in more ways than one, and you know what I mean, and you get the fuck back up, I'm done. I'm running. And if I can't run, I'd be like, go on to kill me, because at this point I deserve it. Because I cannot. And that's the thing about relentless people. They can break people's will easily. Because all you got to do is sound like, yeah, right, T. All you got to do. But all you got to do is continue to press at the same pace, not breaking a stride. You know what I mean? You can speed it up if you want, but don't ever slow it down. That will break anybody's will. Cause people are like, oh, you coming forward? Like, let me slap. You know, yeah, you put all that in it, and this motherfucker's still coming. You like, wait a minute, let me try it again. Piecing this motherfucker up. Still walking forward. And then you done digged in your bag like 3-4 times trying to try. Let me try this. Let me try that. And you never break this motherfucker's will or with determination. He gonna break yours. And there's, like I said, there's a couple of fighters out there that operate. That's their method of operation. Errol Spence. Relentless as hell. Errol Spence. That what he gonna do to Pacquiao. Gonna break Pacquiao the fuck down. Don't kill him, Errol. It's just a fight. Y'all hear that shit? It's my mama. Why is my phone singing like a... I gotta call her back later. So let me get through this list. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on here long. It's gonna be less than an hour, or about at an hour, because I want to go back and look at my videos and see where I went wrong, see where I can get better. Because when you know better, you do better, right? Y'all hear me say that all the time. I gotta put it on easy. So anyway, my point system. Again, if somebody did this before, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bite you. I looked online. I didn't see it. What made me do it this way is because I'm getting tired of every week the pound for pound changing. I think it should be decided on a yearly basis and left alone so people can move on with their lives. Because it ain't a fight that you're going to get into in boxing where pound for pound is going to be decided. It doesn't work like that. But all this changing and shit, because people be up in their feelings and everything, it shouldn't be something we feel. It should be something based on facts and the body of work that a person does. That's why I say 24 and less fights. I mean, you ain't got enough fights. 25 is a good number and up to judge a person's body of work. So, the points. So, Undisputed, I'm giving full credit for Undisputed. If you ever been undisputed, you get 10 points. Whether you currently undisputed or you used to be undisputed. Like a Terrence Crawford. He used to be undisputed at 140. So he still get the 10 points. So do Josh Taylor, who's currently undisputed at 140. They both get the 10 points. Undefeated. I gotta give you props if you're undefeated, but I don't give a higher points of undefeated when compared to undisputed. Why? Because I don't need to put emphasis, or we as fans and the powers that be in boxing don't need to put emphasis on being undefeated as if that's the only thing a boxer can do. You need to be able to do more. You can lose 1 or 2 fights or 3 and still be the shit and still go to the Hall of Fame. Everybody can't be Floyd. What Floyd got is what Floyd was meant to have. You know, everybody look at, oh, he undefeated, I'm trying to be the same way. It might not work that way for you. It don't mean nothing. Think of all the fighters that came before Floyd that could not beat Rocky Marciano's record. Think about all of them. We don't even talk about Rocky Marciano unless we talk about that record. But who was better than him? Sugar Ray Robinson. Easily. And motherfucking Muhammad Ali. Smoking Joe. Lewis. The original Bronze Bomber. All these fighters that came during that dude's time, before that dude, him being undefeated didn't make him the be all to end all. And neither is it going to make Floyd the be all to end all. If Floyd never had matched that record or stopped at 49, it wouldn't matter. Floyd has broke so many other records that I don't think nobody's going to catch him. So it's not the end all or be all, but you got to give somebody some props. Andre Ward, undefeated, retired boxer. Floyd Mayweather, undefeated, retired boxer. You got to give them props. Because what made them undefeated, what they did from the beginning of their career, from the beginning when they first started boxing, a lot of people are not doing. As much as Floyd liked to be in the limelight and be all in the video, and I love you, Floyd, but you do. As much as he liked to be doing that, he would be, if it was somebody else, that person with like his personality would definitely be a smoker or a drinker, but not Floyd. How does motherfucker have the sense enough at a young age, as a teenager, still a boy, to know not to do that? Not to do that. Floyd probably got one vice, and that's women. He always have a harem, but that's his only vice. He protect himself, obviously, because you ain't never heard him coming down with the heebie-jeebies, nothing. So he doing something right. But, a lot of people can't do that. When I was watching, kudos to Conor McGregor for his business progress and lucky number 35, whatever his whiskey is, his average whiskey, proper number 13, or so, I don't fucking know. But I ain't diminishing it by saying it like that. I just don't. I know it when I see the commercial. But kudos to him for having that. But right after the Floyd fight, what did they all do? They went back. They went in the locker room, him and his team and his crew, and they did a shot. They did a couple of shots. How is you going to be great in a combat sport when you do shit like that? Y'all young people better listen to old people when we tell you. Right now, you're invincible. Nothing can hurt you. You could be up every night in the club and still get up and go to work the next day. You can do stuff like that when you're young. You can do the damn thing, you know what I mean? 2 or 3 times a day. You can do that when you're young. But get a little age on you and you'll start seeing it around about 30, in late 20s, 30s. You ain't better do that shit. Damn sure when you get to your 40s. As you get older, things start to diminish. It's like a descent. You grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And then you reach a peak and then you descend. That's everybody. Now, male or female, the ages are different. So for females, we grow. We get about 30, we descend. Males, you grow and grow and grow a little bit longer than females. But you still, same thing. And that's what happens. And I don't care who you are. You're not, and I repeat, you're not going to beat Father Time. Ain't nobody going to beat Father Time. You just hope that you grow old gracefully or something, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm gonna embrace getting older. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. I'll tell y'all now, I'm not ashamed. I'm 50 years old. Well, not quite yet. In a couple of months, I will be, but pretty much 50 years old. I am very pleased and happy with God that He let me see 50 years. That's how I look at it. But that is my age. So, sometimes I go off track and I say things that I think is relevant. If it's on my heart to say it, I'll say it. But we was talking about undisputed, undefeated at 5 points, unified at 7. Now, if you got 3 belts, though, you get 7 points. If you got 2 belts, then you get 6. Of course, if you got 1 belt, you're just a champion. And that champion is 5 points. Now, if you have been a champion in more than one weight class, I give you a point for each weight class. That's an extra. There's where I was talking about the overlap. Because, yes, you get your 5 points for being a champion, but for every weight class that you was in, you get 1 point. If you was a champion in different weight class. So if you was in 2 or more weight class, you get a point per weight class. So there's a little overlap, not too drastic. Then I have these 2 subjective questions, or questions where a person can slip up and be biased. Hopefully your integrity won't allow you to be biased, but who knows. So are they dominant no matter what weight class they go in? And if the answer is yes, that's 3 points. If the answer is no, of course, it's 0 points. Is the fighter masterful at the fundamentals and the techniques of boxing? And again, if it's yes, 3 points, no, 0 points. Now, on that question, is the fighter masterful at the fundamentals and techniques of boxing? That is so subjective. But here's how you can answer that. You have to be good at least 8 fundamentals / techniques before you can tell somebody that yes. So if you got a person who only got power and that's all they got, no. They have to be, that list that I read off, and there's more to that list. Those are the ones that I thought of. But y'all can add more to that list. If they got to be good at least 8 things on there. There's some fighters out there, believe it or not, that is good at 3 things. I don't take nothing from it. That's who they are. Again, what's for you is for you. What's not for you ain't for you. However you are is however you are. You are unique and special in your own way. So I don't take that as a hit. But if they gonna say pound for pound, we talking about the all-time greats. That's a sacred list. We have to put respect on it. That's why I say that. So, in closing, that's the criterion that I use to make up my pound for pound. In the coming days, I will be putting out videos of my pound for pound. And so you'll know if you refer to this video, which I have to call the criteria for pound for pound. I don't know what title I'm going to give it. But that is how I come up with my list. And in this way, I'm not all over the place. I'm not changing it from week to week. I believe if you crown pound for pound, you should be pound for pound for that year. Maybe it can be something where, like I said, they convene in December, the different people on the panel, and by themselves, they come up with their list, they scrub their list, they meet up in January, and they give their list, in front of everybody, and everybody has to come to a consensus on who's pound for pound. But in this way, when you assign points to things or criteria, you can't cheat. And fair exchange is never any robbery. So that's how I come up with it. It's like, again, I just don't like the chaos. Somebody else probably did it like that. I don't know. I did look on YouTube to see, not YouTube, Google, to see if somebody else did it the way I was thinking to do it. And I didn't see anything. But if I did, my bad. I didn't see it. So that is what I sat there and came up with. Can my list become improved upon? Yes. Yes, it can. And like I said, to each his own. Right now, everybody is to each his own right now, but this is what I would use. Teasley, T to T. This is what I would use to come up with my criteria for pound. Because again, I'm going to put some respect on it. And that's what I expect you to do as well, especially as a fan of boxing. But that's all I have today. And I thank y'all for tuning in. And I will see you as time go on. I'm going to get it where I'm going to have interactive chats. I'm going to have super chats. And I'm going to get it to when people can call in and chime in. I'm a person that likes to laugh, okay? I like to be hysterical and funny. In fact, I might smoke me something before I get on or while I'm on. I don't know. But I like to laugh. I like being happy because laughter is the best medicine for real. And so I strive to be happy every day or just laugh. Even if you're not happy the way things are, you know, like growing up poor, that was our medicine, laughter. You have a good laugh, you'd be surprised how long in a week you can get on one good fucking laugh. You know, I like them old hearty laughs, like your gut be hurting, you about to pee on yourself, or you be crying, you slobbing on yourself like you just looking crazy. I like those kind of laughs. So, I hopefully everybody who watch my channel like those kind of laughs. I don't like to be harsh or negative with people. I do be telling the truth, because like the truth is the truth, you know. But sometimes the truth do hurt. I try to be respectful, but sometimes it depends on what you're doing and how you acting, depending on what kind of person you get. But most time I try to be respectful at all times, because that's what I want somebody to do for me. But again, when you got into this sport, you open yourself up to be criticized, and that you will be. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a video every day. Some days it's going to be a couple of days between, because again, I'm new. So just bear with me, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for listening.